Welcome back, Odooers. My name is Jose Ignacio. In the previous video, we talked about basic subcontracting, in which our company allows the subcontractor to source their own components. But what about situations where you want to supply the subcontractor with the components yourself? Odoo actually offers two ways of doing that: resupplying the subcontractor over here with your own components, or drop shipping components from a vendor to your subcontractor. In this video, we're talking about resupplying the subcontractor yourself. Here's a breakdown. A customer orders a piece of furniture. We place a purchase order for the furniture, at which point we deliver the components to our subcontractor. Once they receive the components, they manufacture the furniture. Then, after they finish producing the product, they finally deliver it back to our warehouse. Again, as in basic subcontracting, we don't have to manage any part of the production process. We simply send the components, track the order, and receive the finished product. With resupply subcontracting, we can outsource the production itself to a manufacturer with the necessary expertise while also ensuring design consistency, assuring quality of the materials used, and giving us control over the inventory counts of our components. All right, enough chit chat. Let's jump in and see how this works. If you haven't already, be sure to watch our previous video on basic subcontracting where we covered any prior configurations needed to enable subcontracting. We're going to start by configuring a vendor price list to create a PO for our subcontracted storage cabinet. So from the Odoo dashboard, let's open up the inventory application over here. So we're also going to navigate over to products and products from the top heading over here, and then we're going to click and open up our storage cabinet. So on this form, let's click the purchase tab right here, and we're going to add our subcontractor by selecting add a line right here under the word vendor. Perfect. So we're going to select, I really like Wood Corner. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm biased. So we're going to select them here in the vendor field. So we're going to enter a quantity of 1, and our unit price right there is $2.99. Wow, that's pricey. So for resupply subcontracting, this lead time over here is where we're going to specify the total amount of time that it's going to take for the subcontractor to receive our components, manufacture the product, and deliver the finished product to us. We estimate it'll take around 60 days in total, with 15 days to ship the components, 30 days to manufacture the product, and 15 days to deliver the finished product. So the lead time is the total of all of that. I'm going to enter 60. Okay, now to subcontract our cabinet, we are going to need a bill of materials, or BOM for my acronym lovers. So to do that, we're going to click our bill of materials smart button up at the top, and it's empty. So we're going to select new. Perfect. So underneath right here where it says BOM type as a field, we're going to click subcontracting. And you'll notice something changed right there. We have this field that says subcontractors, and we're going to select, once again, Wood Corner to make that connection. Boom. Great. Note that so far, this is what our configuration over here looked like in basic subcontracting. However, for resupply subcontracting, since we're resupplying, or in this case, sorry, small doopsie, since we happen to be supplying our own components, we need to actually add them below over here inside of this components tab. This is the crucial difference between resupplying subcontracting and basic subcontracting. So anyways, let's continue by adding the components of our cabinet. I'm going to select add a line, and we're going to get started. We're going to select 1 unit of our wooden cabinet box. It's going to be 1, so that's already perfect right there. And then we're going to select add a line, because the next thing that we're going to need is the door. So the wooden cabinet door, and it's actually 2 doors for this one because it's a really nice one. Okay, we've got the box and the doors. That's it for our BOM. After we add the components, Odoo will automatically generate a resupply order to deliver these components when we create a purchase order for the subcontractor. So we're going to manually save right here, and we're going to go back to our main Odoo dashboard. So with all our configurations complete, let's kickstart our subcontracting workflow by creating the purchase order. So we're going to open up our purchase application. Select new in the top left-hand corner. Boom, here we are. Okay, so here we are on the new RFQ. So we're going to set our vendor over here to Wood Corner because they happen to be our subcontractor, as you've been following along. We're also going to add our product by clicking the Add a Product down below inside of our products tab right there. And we're going to select that storage cabinet that you saw earlier. Perfect. So everything looks pretty good. And I also wanted to talk about this expected arrival. You'll notice that the date was previously configured with the lead time that we had, and that lead time was 60 days, which pushes us out to August. Nice. So to finish, I'm going to select confirm order right here, turning this RFQ into a purchase order. Now we have multiple smart buttons over here up at the top of the form. We have resupply and we also have receipt right there. Again, like in basic subcontracting, we're going to eventually click the receipt over here and validate it to receive the products. But first, don't forget to send our subcontractor the components. So to send the components, we're going to click the resupply smart button right here over here. And now we've opened our resupply order. We can see that we're sending our components inside of this operations tab to our subcontractor, Wood Corner. Boom. So the components are available. We've got that nice little green button indicating that. And everything looks good. So we're going to validate this. Boom. To confirm that they've been sent. So now let's go back to the source purchase order via the source purchase order that we have right there. Breadcrumb up at the top. So at this point, as soon as our subcontractor receives our components, they start manufacturing our cabinet. Then after about 50 days, they deliver our finished cabinet to us. And all we have to do is receive it into stock. So to do that, I'm going to click that receipt smart button, which opens up that receipt that we talked about, and validate this to receive our finished product into stock. And it really was that easy. There you have it, Odooers. We learned how to configure a subcontracted product, create a purchase order for a subcontractor, supply them with our own components, and finally receive the finished product back into inventory. Thanks for watching. I'm going to see you in the next video.